Hi divas! This is the very first ever in the history of ever sit-down video on my channel. Can you believe it? And it's going to be a collective Japan shopping haul. I have been here for 2 weeks so far, but I'm actually currently here for 2 months. So this is just the damage we've done so far. I'm sure there will be more, but I wanted to go through everything with you and tell you all of the shops, where they are, the addresses, so you can think about where you want to shop when you go to Japan and the kind of things that you want to buy. I hope that my recommendations and shopping will be helpful to you. But the reason I'm doing this is because even though I already do so many videos, I want to do even more going into 2026. But it's not realistic for me to do these big travel videos every single week. But what is realistic is for me to sit down and hang out with you. So I was thinking we could alternate and do travel video, sit down video, travel video, sit down video. That is, if you like it. So watch this and let me know what you think. But without further ado, shall we get into the haul? We're gonna be starting with my biggest purchase first because I was in Japan for Black Friday, so that is when I made my biggest purchase. But first, before I show you that, I actually want to tell you what I'm doing in Japan. The reason I'm in Japan is because I'm writing a book. I'm gonna be a real author. Can you believe it? Because I still can't really. It's a long journey. I'm gonna be an author in like a year's time when the book comes out. But I'm not gonna give too much away, no spoilers, but the book is about Japan. That is why I'm here working on it for 2 whole months. And in the name of investigative journalism for the book, I went to every single secondhand designer store in Tokyo and I showed great restraint. I waited until I reviewed every single store and then I allowed myself to choose my #1 favorite bag out of all of the stores. And this is her! Ta-da! So obviously she's from Louis Vuitton. This is the Speedy and I love the design because it's kind of like Harlequin, clown, Vegas casino cards kind of theme. The Now You See Me movie franchise, which is one of the greatest franchises of all time. And I really like how it's primary colors too. My favorite detail is this card. It's actually a pocket. And then we have this design on this side, the classic Louis Vuitton lock. So you can actually lock this bag shut. Nobody is going to pickpocket me. And of course, you know what my non-negotiable is for an expensive bag. A long strap. So as soon as I knew that I had the long strap, I was sold. I got this from Kameo, which is the biggest vintage and secondhand designer bag store chain in Japan. They have stores all over, but this was specifically from the flagship store in Shibuya. It's multiple stories high. The interior design in that store is marvelous. I love it. Prices are so-so. They're either really expensive or a really good deal, like this one. So as I said, I got this on Black Friday, which meant that I got 10% off, plus I didn't pay tax because I'm a traveler, therefore approximately 20% off. She was $2,400 because I got a further discount for joining their WhatsApp group. And whilst this is by no means a cheap bag, this is currently selling for $5,000 to $7,000 in the Western market. So I think I got a very good deal, and that is why I love secondhand designer shopping in Japan. And when I saw this bag, I immediately thought one thing. Are you ready for this? There is no purse out there that is a better match than my clown Labubu. They honestly look like they're made to go together. Now, if I could just get my hands on the super secret moonlit mask Labubu to put on the other side, the fantasy would be complete. What category will we do next? I think we should do my other area of expertise, secondhand designer bags and purse pals, for which I have accumulated a lot already. Are you ready to meet the first one? Ta-da! Actually, wait, this clown Donald also goes exceptionally well with this bag. And interestingly, the clown collection at the Disney store is what they're doing for Christmas 2025. I mean, it's vaguely festive. So I adopted him at the Disney flagship in Shibuya, where I also adopted... look at this pastel glittery Donald Duck. This might be the most beautiful Donald Duck that I've ever seen. It also comes in pastel form, but every time I've gone to the Disney store thus far, it's been sold out. The day I got this Donald Duck plushie, we went to the Coach store. Stay tuned because we will be doing a Coach unboxing in this video. But at the Coach store, the girl working there was like, oh my God, he has glitter skin. So now we've named him Glitter Skin. And I also got this adorable little plastic Donald keychain at the same store. Though I kind of feel like it should have that oily type of liquid in here that the characters float around in. Nonetheless, it's cute. Next up in the purse pal category, we have monchhichi. I mean, you can't possibly have a Japan haul without monchhichi. And this is not just a regular monchhichi. Yes, it's a baby chichi, but it's hand rhinestoned. As you can see, she's got stones on her bib, on her dummy, and stones on the bows in her ears. And this was from a little boutique in Harajuku called Yuko Universe. And these two monchhichis, they are little sister and big sister. I got them from Kittyland, which is the greatest store in Japan to get any character good that you could possibly dream of. But this is a collab with an idol here in Japan called Shinako, and I loved the design so much. I got the purse pal form and then the doll form. Not to mention, It genuinely smells like fairy floss. Look at her Harajuku girl makeup and the glitter in her fur. Honestly, a sensational design. Also from Kittyland, we have the Christmas 2025 edition Pom Pom Purin. So every year they kind of make it a collectible. They come out with a new Christmas collection, but they also do that for all of the holidays throughout the year. And I have been collecting every special edition Donald Duck that I see. But if I eventually move here one day and then I do it for every single holiday, every single year, I can see how it would get very out of hand. But for now, I'm enjoying collecting. So we have Christmas 2025 Pom Pom Purin and Christmas 2025 Donald Duck. This is from Tokyo Disneyland, for which I have already been once, but we will be going again. My friends were in town, so we went to Disney together, but Harry and I haven't gone together yet, so we still have to go. And while I was at Tokyo Disneyland, I did get this Donald Duck hat. I actually used to have this exact hat when I was a teenager. I was 15. I went to Tokyo Disney and I got this. I think because I became too cool, I sold it at a garage sale, but now at 31 years of age, it is back in my life. I love the little body. This is everything to me, and I will never give this away or sell it at a garage sale ever again. We also have some Sylvanian families, all of which I got from the Sylvanian family store. Duh. They have one in Ikebukuro and one in Shibuya Parko. In my experience, the Parko one actually has much better stock, especially in terms of limited edition and special items like this. This is a princess bunny in a treasure chest, obviously. Honestly, who thinks of these designs? And it's a purse pal. And I also got these two petite divas. We have the ultra rare mermaid and we have this little snow bunny. How gorgeous. These are really inexpensive in Japan too. I think like $7. And the last two Sylvanian families that I got, I could not resist something from the Christmas collection. As you can see, I'm a sucker for Christmas. So we got this little duo, Santa reindeer and a Christmas tree reindeer. And as I said, we're staying in this apartment for a long time. So we've decorated the coffee table with these little Christmas ornaments. It's really nice to feel like homely while on vacation. This is the first time I've ever done like a long stay in one place and I'm loving it. Oh my God, this is blasphemy. I forgot to show you this monchhichi in the monchhichi category. Oh my God, my sincerest apologies to the blonde monchhichi. Her name is Berry. That is the name I selected for her. And I love the blonde hair with a red color palette. She is beautiful. I have always fancied this one. I believe it's part of the standard range, but the reason that I never bought it is because I have a very naughty chihuahua at home called Churro, and we cannot have any toys on the couch, on the bed, anything like that, because he just snatches them and steals them and takes them under the couch. So something like this, it would just live on a shelf at my house. But considering we're in Japan for 2 months, I thought now is the time to adopt her because I can enjoy her on the bed, on the couch for 2 months. And then when I eventually go home, she will have to live on the shelf, but we're working on training Churro. Maybe one day he will be well behaved enough that she can come back down. Also, we got extremely lucky when we went to Kittyland the other night because they were restocking the monchhichi collection, and this collaboration with Sanrio just came out. So obviously it's My Melody and Kuromi, and I got these for myself, and then these are for Tim and Yuji, and Harry had to buy these because when there's like really desirable collectible stuff coming out, they have these strict rules that you're only allowed to buy one per person. Even though I was buying them for a gift, you're still not allowed. So these are for Tim and Yuji, and I will have given these to them by the time this video comes out, and these divas are for me. Now from the Sanrio store, this in my opinion is an extremely underrated character. Let me introduce you to My Sweet Piano. She does not get her flowers enough. So honestly, anytime that we see that she's part of a collection, we like to buy and support her so that they'll make more My Sweet Piano merch. Harry actually surprised me with this one, and she's just so lovely in her gingham dress and apron. And they also had an Omamori blind box thing at the Sanrio store, for which I did, and I wanted Pom Pom Purin, but I got My Melody, and I cannot even complain because the pastel pink is pretty. Speaking of Omamori, I also visited Sensoji Temple with my friends, which was super lovely, and I got this Omamori here, which is for big business and money luck, I think. So here's to a very fruitful 2026, hopefully. Oh, wait a second. I actually have many more purse pals in here. If you've been tuned into my channel for a while, especially my Japan videos, you would know our friends Tim and Yuji, because we're like long distance friends. Whenever we finally see each other, we bring them gifts and they bring us gifts. It's called omiyage in Japan, and this is the omiyage that they gave me this time. They know me very, very well. So we have this Minnie Mouse leopard print head, and you can actually keep something in here. Look at this Sylvanian family's baby. It's not one that I already had, and he looks like a little leprechaun. Ta-da! It's long legs Hello Kitty. I personally like long legs Hello Kitty. Yuji thinks that she looks kind of weird, but let me know in the comments. Are you for or against long legs Hello Kitty? Because I know it's very contentious. And then lastly, you girls know that I love Murakami, and here in Tokyo, they have a dedicated Murakami store and cafe, and it's really close to Atlantis Vintage. It's in Nakano Broadway, and they got me these 2 authentic Murakami purse pals from his store. We have the super flat panda and Kiki, and look at this. This is our little Polaroid, or are they called call it Checky here in Japan, from when we went for our Christmas lunch at the Disney Harvest Cafe. We had high tea in the Donald Duck room. And before we move on from the purse pal category, I have one more extremely fancy purse pal to show you. Are you ready to meet the Prada Panda? I got her for a very cheap price at a secondhand designer store called Kabukiya in Shinjuku. That is where I got my pink denim Louis Vuitton bag for less than half of what they sell for now. But the reason I got her so cheap is because if you take a look, she is very well loved, but in my books, she just has life experience. She has character. She's seen a lot, but I couldn't resist adopting her because she looks like she was made to be on my Crystal Prada Clio. Come on now. Who could say no to that? And I also hazard a guess that nobody was going to be adopting her anytime soon, so I had to do it. I had to give her a loving home. Next category is shoes, and my favorite shoe brand of all time, Onitsuka Tiger, is from Japan. They are significantly cheaper in Japan, almost $100 less than what we pay in Australia. And when I saw this style that they released while I was here, I screamed because this is the most me shoe that I've ever seen. If you've been following along, you'll know that I devastatingly missed out on the pink Onitsuka Tiger and Patu collaboration that came out last year, and I tried valiantly for the last year to get a pair secondhand, and I could not find a pair under $1,000, which I'm simply not paying for a shoe that is less than $200 RRP. But I can finally move on and be at peace with the fact that I missed out because, ta-da! This is even better. So the ones that I missed out on, they were the full Mexico 66 sneaker. These are the TGRS's, the ballerina style. And not only are they pink, they're pink and glittery. They are so much better. And the black version of this is my most worn shoe of all time ever. So I just know these are going to be on extremely high rotation in my collection. One thing to note is they run small. I'm a 39. I got these in a 40. So if you're looking at these, definitely size up, full size up. And that's a pair of them. I don't know why I felt like I should show you both. Ta-da! Next category is clothes. Even though I haven't been to my favorite clothing store yet, which is Candy Stripper. I think I'm going to go today or tomorrow. But in saying that, if we like the shopping videos, then I'll do another one and I'll show you what I get at Candy Stripper then. But what I have bought thus far is some vintage items from my favorite vintage store. It's called Vintage on the Planet in Harajuku. Incidentally, it is opposite Candy Stripper, so you can hit both at once. Tyra manages the store and he always has a really good selection of Disney shirts. Look what I got. How gorgeous is that? I really like the button detail, and we have Goofy, Mickey, Donald, and Minnie. It's gonna look so cute with a tartan skirt, which is what I always wear, but it's gonna look great. And Tyra had this hiding behind the counter, a Donald Duck sweater. And when I showed the store on my story, everyone was like, I hope you got that Donald Duck sweater in the background of the store, for which I certainly did. It's hard to find cute Donald Duck clothes because they always give him like dark blue or like bright blue background because, you know, that's his colors, but it doesn't really lend itself to a stylish outfit. So I was very pleased with this. And then during this stint in Japan, I have discovered that I am an Adidas fan. I had no idea. I will say the Adidas boutiques in Australia are not doing it like the Adidas boutiques in Japan because the stuff they have here is so stylish and it's obviously Asian inspired, which I believe is why we don't have it in Australia. Duh. But look at this jacket. My favorite detail is this, which I believe is taken from traditional Chinese style. And it's this really cool bomber jacket. And then potentially my favorite outfit that I got, which I wore to the Katy Perry concert here the other night, is this glittery tracksuit. I never would have picked myself for something like this either, but when I tried it on, I was like, actually, I really fancy this. And the material is so mesmerizing. So we have the jacket and the skirt. Pretty much all of this I got from the Adidas flagship in Shibuya. I definitely recommend visiting that one because they have a lot of stuff, but there's also Adidas in Maeshita Park, Cat Street. It's honestly everywhere. One thing to note though is that the sizing is Asian sizing and it does run really small. So this skirt is the extra large and I am normally an Australian small and this is the perfect size for me and it only goes up to 2XL. So it is a little bit limiting, but size up 3 sizes if you want to get something from this range. And then when I was actually at Disneyland, I saw this girl walking wearing an incredible suede 2-piece set. It was a jacket and pants, and so I like ran up to try and see what it was. And it was Adidas, which is why I ventured to the Adidas store. And when I went there, I couldn't believe it was actually current season and in stock. So she got the tan version, but I thought black is more me. So this cropped jacket like this, and then matching pants. And the thing that I love about pants in Asian countries is that the leg length is correct for me because I'm below average height and I have long torso, short legs, so often pants are too long. But all of the pants that I buy in Asia never have to be hemmed, and these are perfect for me. The pant sizing is true to size though. I got a 27, which is a 9, in between an 8 and a 10, and it's a really good fit for me. And as inspired by the stranger that I saw at Tokyo Disneyland, I also got the brown pair of pants. So I resisted the brown jacket because I just think the black is a little bit more me. Oh, and how could I forget the very cardigan that I'm wearing? So I got this from Second Street. It's secondhand, Comme des Garçons, and Second Street is one of my favorite places to shop for secondhand designer, not only bags, but also shoes and clothes. Some of the bag stores only have the really like higher end stuff, but this was at Second Street. It was $150, which again, it's a higher end piece, but for a Comme des Garçons piece, it's a very good price. And I really like it because it reminds me of the cardigan that Rose wore in her Hot Ones interview. I always loved this and wanted this, but I don't know so much about the patches. So when I saw this, and it's literally the perfect color, also matching with the yellow leaves that are all over Tokyo at the moment, I could not resist. And the last clothing item, I got this from one of my favorite brands of all time. This is from Coachtopia, which is the offshoot brand of Coach. And this jacket, as you can see, it's leather. It is compiled entirely of leftover scraps from leather goods for the Coach line. Coachtopia's entire concept is part of Coach's circular initiative to have less waste and recycle things like offcuts. And the fact that they could make it into this incredible jacket is so cool to me. It has my makeup all over the neckline because I have been wearing this a lot. Also, this runs small. I again got an extra large and I'm a small on top. This has been such a good buy for me because it is so cold in Japan at the moment. Last night it was 2 degrees. Wait, I really like this, so I'm just gonna model it for you. Isn't that cool? I feel very cool when I wear it. I want to keep it on, but I don't want to mess with the microphone because I'm trying to be really good with the microphone because I do read every single comment and I see the critiques about my ineptitude when it comes to audio quality. I see you, I hear you, you might not hear me, but I hear you. Next category is beauty category. And I've only got a couple of things to show because I haven't done my big beauty shop yet because that's something that I need to do as part of my book. Oh, no spoilers, but anyways, what I have got so far has all been from Loft, which is kind of like a department store. It's really good to get souvenirs and some character goods as well, but I love the beauty section and Japanese girls love this comb and this brand of hair products. So it's called Rifa and this is their famous viral comb. I did think that it was going to be metal. It looks like metal, but it is plastic, which is a little bit disappointing, but I love how small it is in my bag. And all of the Japanese girls just rave about how smooth it makes your hair, even though it's just a little plastic comb. Somehow it does that. So I've been very impressed with it. I believe it was about $30, which again, seems expensive for a plastic comb, but it works and it takes up little space in my bag. So I can't really complain. I also got from Loft, this is called Steam Cream. It's also very popular here and it's just a body moisturizer, but you can get it in these really cute tins with all different characters on them. Naturally, I chose the Sanrio Christmas theme and it smells like lavender. Here, have a sniff. My skin is getting really dry because, as I said, it's freezing here, so I just had to pick this up. And while we were there, I also got this body soap, which, as you can tell, we have almost used it up, but I wouldn't think to include body soap, but I've been so impressed with this that I wanted to show you. It's from Love Scent, and the scent is Cozy Fire, Cedarwood, Crackling Sound, Bruntwood, Winter Vacation, Toasted Ashes, Roasting Firewood, Rustic Cottage, Twilight Reading, Dusk, Dark Scent. To me, this smells like the holiday times if I was so lucky to live somewhere that had snow and a fireplace and all of that for Christmas. This is what I imagine the scent would be. The soap in our Airbnb was like the kind of thin soap that is in your primary school, public school's bathroom, you know? So we had to buy some nice soap. It was like $10. Highly recommend this. It's time for the penultimate category and I have an announcement to make. I am now a runner, allegedly. I have just gotten into running because one thing about me is I have always loved exercise and I used to go to group classes with my friends every single day, but I've spent the last year traveling more than I have been home. And so my workout schedule has just gone completely out the door. I've barely gotten to train this year. I have completely regressed. I feel that I have gotten so unfit. And so realistically, I needed to find some sort of exercise that I could do anywhere, anytime, without equipment, like no excuses. And the most obvious choice is obviously running. So during this 2-week stint, I gave it a crack, and can you believe this? I can already run 5 kilometers. We started at 2, then we did 3, and then we did 4, and then we did 5. It is not easy, but I am doing it, and I am enjoying it. So if you have any tips for amateur runners, please leave them in the comments. I may have thrown up after my last run because I tried too hard, because as we know, I'm a try hard. So give me your sage advice. I'm entering this world, and in doing so, I've had to buy all the gear. I have all the gear and no idea. You know what I even bought? I bought a running vest because I don't know how people just run with no water. Like, what do you mean? You just push yourself to exertion and you just don't have water? I tried and I suffered and I thought, this really sucks. Why don't I just get water? But I know that people are like the police of running vests and think that you shouldn't wear one if you're not running 10Ks, but I am proudly wearing this somewhat daggy vest that I got from Salomon. It has 1 water bottle, 2 water bottle, but Harry has this one and then I have this this one. It's got pockets to put my phone and lip balm and my Pasmo card and whatever else in it. It doesn't look super cool, but it has made a difference. I can run a lot further when I'm not dying of thirst. I also had to get a running jacket because it's freezing, especially in the mornings when we like to run. And all I packed with me for exercise was a long sleeve shirt. So I got this one windbreaker from my favorite activewear brand, which is Lululemon. If you know me, you know that I'm a Lululemon purist. I wear nothing but Lululemon when I exercise, aside from now this vest, because I looked on TikTok and all the running girlies get the Salomon vest, not the Lululemon vest. That's the only reason I didn't get the Lululemon one, because I'm also a follower. Anyways, so this is my beloved Lululemon running jacket. It really helps to break the wind, and Harry actually got the matching men's one, so we look cute and matching while we run. And I got a second long sleeve running shirt because, as I mentioned, I packed one singular shirt and now I'm fully in my running era. I am running multiple times per week and I don't want to be doing the laundry every single day, so now I have two I could alternate between. Same with the sports bra. I only had one. Now I have two. This is the Flexi Flex Strappy Yoga Bra from Lululemon. We bought these at the Lululemon at Azubadai Hills, and both times that I have shopped there, the employees have been potentially the nicest employees I have ever encountered in Japan. They're so friendly. They're fluent in English. They really want to chat, which I feel is rare here. So highly recommend going to that Lululemon. And this is the Swiftly Tack long sleeve, which is Lululemon's famous running long sleeve. So now I'm really going to look like I know what's up. That's all my running stuff. And the other reason that I got into running is because I got so influenced by the New York City Marathon. My entire For You page was people running it, and I thought this is actually so intriguing to me. The fact that you get to run through all 5 boroughs, it actually looks like something that I would really want to strive to do. Am I physically capable of it currently? No, I am not. But mark my words, you will see me run a marathon. I put it on my stories and 60% of people said that I'm not going to do it and it's just a phase. So now I'm really going to do it. Watch this space. I also really want to do the Disneyland half marathon and the Walt Disney World full marathon. That is so me. So watch this space. Marathon era incoming. And on the topic of Disney, perhaps I saved the very best for last. I'm pretty sure that Coach and Disney came out with this collection with me personally in mind. Let's start with the smallest item. Finally, Miss Daisy Duck is getting her flowers and getting the recognition that she deserves. She was previously excluded from the Coach and Disney collaboration, but they have rectified and they have brought her out as a leather purse pal. Doesn't she look incredible? And as we know, I already have the Donald one, which I got in Florida. So now I have the full matching set. Look at her ponytail. Look at her high heels. She is divine. If you remember from my Florida video, we saw the Donald Duck Coach bag at the store. And I said, I just wish the Donald Duck image was bigger because he was like this big on a bag this big. You could barely see him. And obviously the Coach fairies heard my prayers because look at this. Is this not exactly what I asked for? And it's a swinger, which is one of the best Coach shapes because it just fits under your armpit so effortlessly. And you already know, it comes with a long strap. It's all that I could ever ask for in a bag. Look how beautiful Donald looks. It's also a really nice shade of blue. This collection dropped on the 25th of November, which was just a couple of days after we got to Japan. And of course, it did not come out in Australia. So it was divine timing that I was here. And then when I saw there was also a bag for Daisy, how could I not support? How are we gonna get more Daisy Duck items if we do not vote with our dollar for Daisy Duck? So, you know, I didn't do it for me. I did it for her. It's a really nice shade of dusty pink, and that is it with the matching Daisy purse pal on. Honestly, it would have been rude not to. I was in the store for so long trying to decide between which one, and I just thought I would live to regret it if I didn't get Donald and Daisy together. In the store was the day that I got the glitter skin Donald plushie, and we were dressing him up like this, for which the bags also perfectly match him. So clearly it was just meant to be. When Harry and I go to the Tokyo Disney Resort, which is next week for his birthday and also Christmas, I'll be wearing one of these each day. I'm very excited to style a look with them. But that brings us to the very end of my Japan haul and our first ever sit down hanging out video. I hope that you enjoyed it because I really enjoyed hanging out with you. And as I said, I want to do more of this casual kind of video. So if you have any suggestions of what you want to see or how you want to hang out with me or what you want to do, then let me know because I do read every single comment. And now you know what I'm gonna go and do? I'm gonna do more shopping, but it's in the name of investigative journalism for my book, which I will tell you more about soon-ish. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for spending time with me. And thank you also for everyone who had me in their YouTube wrap. That is crazy. This has been my first full year of being a real YouTuber, and to be in some people's top rankings with some of the biggest YouTubers ever is so touching to me. I'm really, really blown away. So I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you. Bye.